Hello and welcome back to Bookish Brits. My name is Michelle and today I really wanted to film a video for you talking about some of my book turn-offs. Now this came about because I recently read two different books and certain things came up within the books and it really made me upset. So I thought today that I would come up with a list of a whole range of different things that appear when I'm reading books that really put me off a book altogether. Now the thing that came up when I was reading recently was to such an extent that I actually abandoned the book entirely. I will not come back to it, I will not read it. It's just gone entirely. And it may seem a little bit silly because it's just the one sentence in the book, but it's a big no-no for me, and that's using violence against women is this throwaway thing. The line that I read in it was, you know, some guy was beaten up and hospitalized, and it's showing how much, you know, danger that this person is in because of, you know, whatever had been gone on. And then as this throwaway extra line, the author threw in, and they raped his girlfriend. Why do that? Why? How is not being, how is... It's pretty much what I think about that. Obviously, being hospitalized and beaten up is not severe enough that you have to throw in added violence to women, which adds nothing further to the plot, to this conversation, nothing. It's just thrown in there, and I detest it. Now the second thing that came up when I was reading a completely different book, and I did really enjoy this book, is when one of the characters falls pregnant. I don't know what it is, guys. It's not even that in this book it wasn't even like the pregnancy was being romanticized in any way. No, but for some reason pregnancy within books is just one of those things that makes me roll my eyes. It makes me less interested in the characters, and obviously there are exceptions to this and to all of the other things on this list, but pregnancy in books, oh. Okay, now the third thing that puts me off books entirely is sexist language and behaviour, in particular slut-shaming or virgin-shaming. I really don't like storylines at all in which some girl is a virgin and has to lose her virginity. No, I don't want to read about it at all. No. And there is a really popular new adult book that's been published recently that I hear loads and loads of people raving about, and I just cannot stand it at all, mostly because of the really horrible sexist language used in the book, both slut-shaming as well as things to do with both men and women and what feminine and what it is to be feminine and or masculine, and I hate it entirely. I don't know why I finished that. Oh, I hate it entirely. Relating to that, and relating in fact to a lot of new adult books that I've read, is when, this is going to be a little harder to explain, but when authors take a subject like rape or child physical or sexual abuse, that sort of thing, and they turn it into an emotional, manipulative subject, and you can tell these things are being manipulative in the way that they're presented. And the language that the characters use when they're discussing it, the fact that they're discussing it in the first place should send some warning bells to you, but when an author uses something like self-harming, depression, an attempted rape, whatever, in such a way that it becomes a cliffhanger, it becomes this dramatic, like everything is building up to this peak in which someone reveals something, or they hear about every single little detail about their attack or about every single detail of the abuse that they suffered at the hands of a loved one. And I just think, why is that necessary? Obviously there are loads of different authors who do treat these subjects in an understanding and compassionate way, but there are too many other authors that use it in this emotional, manipulative way, and it drives me crazy. Why? Just personally, I cannot deal with the death or disappearance, like kidnapping of a child. It's one of those things that I cannot deal with personally. I'm sure that loads of authors do it in a really great way, whatever. I can't read those stories. Another thing that really pisses me off in books is using memory loss as a plot device. I hate, I really hate that. And when I say memory loss as a plot device, I do mean in like sequels in a series or whatever, or later on in a book. There are definitely books that I enjoy that deal with memory loss, but it's when a character is, you know, is all fine and everything is fine with the character and everything, and then as a means of sort of cliffhanger or added drama, the main character loses her memory, and then oh no, drama ensues, and I hate it. I think it's a very lazy plot device, and I wish that it would be banished. Another thing that really puts me off are multiple perspectives, as well as jumps in time. So we have 3-4 different characters that I've got to juggle in my head to sort of keep this person straight and who is that person. And then at the same time we've got then and now and 6 months after, and I just think, what are you doing to me? Why do you think that my memory can cope with that sort of Another thing is a lack of diversity in a storyline. To have an entirely whitewashed cast of characters drives me up the wall. What is this world that you've created in which everyone is the same? I don't understand where you're coming from, and it puts me off reading a book. And the last book turn-off that I'd like to discuss today is very connected, and that is character names. There's a book that I tried to read recently that I was not able to finish because of the main character's name, and I won't name any names, but it just puts me off entirely. I understand I understand that some authors really would like their character names to stand out, but do it in a way that isn't overly ridiculous, because some names are just too silly for words, and I just cannot take them seriously with the names that they have. And related to names are those terrible terms of endearment. Oh, I cannot, oh. Baby, I don't like it at all. Dear sounds like an old married couple that have been together for 80 years, and that's hardly romantic. I don't like honey, your sweetheart. The worst for me, the worst, and I don't understand how anyone is nicknames in another language. Everyone loves Perfect Chemistry in that series of books by Simone Alcalis, and every single time Alex used his term of endearment for Brittany, and my skin actually crawled at the thought of it. What was it? It was Mamacita! Was it Mamacita? And I just think, my top 10 book turn-offs. Please let me know if you agree or disagree with any of my choices. Let me hear your own. I'm sure lots of people have thoughts on insta-love and love triangles and everything, but I felt that Carly talked about those things better in her cliche videos, but I really want to hear your thoughts on this subject, and please do leave comments and like or subscribe our channel. Thank you. Bye.